Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Best People We Know radio show. This is where you'll meet experts and celebrities who share their success secrets with you to help you be your most successful best too. Your host, Deb Scott, is a certified professional coach at Discover the Amazing You Coaching and author of the award-winning motivational book, The Sky is Green and the Grass is Blue, turning your upside-down world right side up. The Best People We Know radio show brings you powerful resources, effective ideas, and transformational tools you can use to educate, inspire, and motivate you to be your most purposeful, peaceful, happy best. So get ready to experience mind vitamins to feed your whole soul. Good change is about to happen. The Best People We Know radio show. Here's your host, Deb Scott.
Oh, good morning to all the best people I know out there. That would be us. It's a global group hug. I'm feeling the love. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, I love the topic of this show, release stress, regret, and toxic emotions. And we have Estaryia with us today, and she's going to do some sound healing and tell us a little bit more about how this all works, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you have a question for her, you want to call in, 347-637-1318, hit pound 1. That'll put you through to the switchboard. A couple things. We're doing great with the promotion of the show, and I just want to thank everybody. We have over 1 million global listeners. That can't happen without you. If you have a free Blog Talk Radio account, you can just click that blue button on the left of the Best People We Know homepage, and if you click that button on the left to follow us, you'll get updates. You can also go to my website, debscott.com, and you'll get a newsletter with some updates and, different things that are happening. So I think you might enjoy that, and I'd love to have you. Well, Estaryia, she is founder and director of the Earth Consciousness Institute. Doesn't that sound great? A nonprofit organization that produces educational wellness programs and multimedia transformational events based on the power of sound and its therapeutic and unifying effects on the mind, body, and spirit. Estaryia incorporates the science of sound, sacred geometry, and meditation in her workshops and retreats, and she shares ways on how to use the power of sound, breath, and movement for healing and transformation. She's used her knowledge of brainwave entertainment to help thousands of people release stress, achieve better health, experience a deeper mind, body, and spirit connection. She is all over the world working, but if you want to see her in person, her next retreat is in Hawaii. Oh, my goodness, doesn't that sound nice? Hawaii, it's called The Heart of Self-Mastery, and what she's going to be doing on November 22nd through November 29th is having sound healing rejuvenation with the Dolphins. Oh, my goodness, the graphics she has. Could you imagine being with the Dolphins? With Estaryia, you can find out more on that. You just go to estarya.com, which is estarya.com. It is a pleasure to have you sharing your shine with us, Miss Estaryia. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, Deb. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I know it seems like almost 6 months we've been trying to make this happen, and I'm so excited because I think that what you do is very unique. I have had sound healers on the show before. Jen Ward has come on before, and we've done some sound healing, and I really am fascinated by it, and I believe in it. So tell our listeners a little bit, what is it for somebody that has no idea what the definition would be?
Sure, yes. Well, sound healing is working directly with our vibrational bodies. And, of course, science has confirmed that we are made out of vibrating particles. And so when we use sound healing, we're using sound healing to retune the vibrations in our body. And our vibrational body not only consists of our physical body, but it's also our mental body and our emotional body as well. And so sound healing works to retune and release any disharmonious patterns and stressful energies and bring us back into a state of harmony, peace, and balance. And so it's a really profound and very beautiful, elegant way of releasing stress and coming back into harmony and balance.
I love the science, the hard science with the spirituality, the way you bridge that. And, I think about my dogs. I have two little mini schnauzers, and they can hear things at a level that, I don't even hear. It's like the dog whistles. They can hear it, but we can't. So what you're saying is that there are sounds all the time. Everything has its vibration. And we want to get into that frequency that will help heal, will remove the stress and the toxicity. And this is something that you've been gifted with, and sometimes I don't have to understand something to enjoy the benefits of it, because half the time I can't understand how to work the Blog Talk switchboard, but it still works. I don't know how it works behind the scenes, but I know that I can get the results I need. So talk a little bit more about the cellular level, where this is at the cellular level, so that somebody listening today is saying, I'm going through something stressful, whether it be financial or marriage or relationship, or maybe I'm just really upset about what's going on in Paris and the world. How do we help us understand how you can help us get into that positive state of mind at that cellular level?
Yes. Well, one of the key ways that sound healing works is through vibrational resonance. And so think of it as frequencies of resonance that we have stored inside of our cells. So you can imagine, of course, that we are connected with the earth, and we are actually made of the same elements of the earth. And so when we retune the body back to its natural state of harmony, we're really waking up these frequencies that are already inside of us. And they are stored inside of our cellular DNA. But what happens is, because of a lot of environmental factors, we come into states of stress, particularly the state where we are producing the stress hormone cortisol. And when we produce the stress hormone cortisol, it puts us into a fight or flight mode. And when we're in that mode, it affects our emotions, it affects our mental clarity and our ability to be able to make decisions, and it can put you into a state of confusion, a scatteredness. And of course, if that continues on long term, the body experience this constant stress can begin to create dis-ease in the body. And then that can begin to show up as physical things. And so what we want to do is release that stress hormone cortisol, take the stress out of the system so the body is not constantly in that fight or flight mode. And then the body can actually do what it knows how to do, which is to heal and regenerate. We bring our mind back into a state of clarity when we release that stress hormone cortisol. And then with the specific methodology that I use and the incorporation of the scientific aspects of brainwave entrainment, we can actually bring our brain hemispheres back into a synchronized state, and then reconnect the brain and the heart and all the systems in the body, so there's a state of balance and coherence and equilibrium that allows mental clarity. All the confusion goes away. It's like all of a sudden the next direction, like some decision that you've had to make, and you feel stressed or maybe even feel fearful, you don't know what to do. All of a sudden things become crystal clear, because everything is back in synchronization, and we're connected, and we're able to receive our own intuition and our own internal guidance. So we're able to turn our whole internal guidance system back on.
I just, for some reason, and don't ask me why, I just had this vision of that Michelangelo quote, like, how did you get the angel out of the marble? And he said, I just chipped away, what was not of the angel, or whatever it was, something like that. Because, a lot of people say, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to get rid of the blocks? What do I need to do to make this, that, and every other thing work? And really, you're taking it as, no, what you have to do is let go of these toxic poisonous things that need to be pruned. You need to let go of that, and then your natural ability to have the intuition, to have the answers, to see more clearly, it will naturally happen. So you really approach it from a different perspective. Can you give some, tell people, so now we're listening to you where, oh my gosh, I want what Estaryia has, and I really would love to go to that retreat in Hawaii, but how do you work with people? How do you do this sound healing with them? Give us an example of what it's like to work with you and what we can expect to happen. Like some of the before and after stories that you have. Okay. Don't you love it when the switchboard does this to us? Okay. We had a little bit of a drop in the call there, but that's okay because we're going to get Estaryia back.
You hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, great.
What
Wonderful.
was up with that, huh? It's like the solar flares? Is that what's going on?
Possibly. Oh, my goodness. But I did hear what you asked me about working with people. And one of the ways, of course, Deb, that I work with people is in the retreats. But also people come and experience shorter workshops, 3-day workshops with me all over the country. We also can work by Skype. And so the Skype sessions actually are very, very powerful. And some people might think, oh, well, if it's not in person, is that still going to be effective? But, of course, when we're working with energy and vibration, there is no time and space. And so it's just as effective. It's just a different, just a totally different type of experience. But over the years, I've been traveling all over the world and through Europe and Asia and the Caribbean, and what I have witnessed is very, very profound healings occur. And on the physical level, it can be very astounding. When people come in, I'll have a group room full of people, and people will come in with 30 years of back pain, and they will walk out without it. Or their knee injury from 7 years ago, and walk out, and it's completely healed. Back pain, neck pain, frozen shoulders where people haven't had, range of movement, and in one session they've walked out with that range of movement completely back. Of course, it also has cleared, things like sinus headaches and all of that stuff. But I've worked with people with all sorts of physical issues. But the beauty of it is, Deb, is that when we are using the sound wave healing that I use, we're actually addressing the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels simultaneously. And that's what really produces the profound, deep healing. It's not just a physical application. Somebody comes in, you have neck pain, I'm going to do this physical application for you. It's a spiritual and emotional healing experience because the sound accesses these subconscious levels, which is where a lot of the old trauma and pain and old memories are held. They're held in the subconscious mind and actually stored also partly in the limbic system in the brain. And so things that happened to us when we were children, old things that we stored, beliefs about ourselves. Because, when we're kids, we're taking in everything that's happening. And when people say things to children, they believe it to be true because that's, they're little, they're taking in the information. And so then that gets stored as a cellular memory. And so with the sound wave healing that I do, we can release those old stored cellular memories so that the subconscious is not reproducing and recreating these experiences in our life. So we actually get to break through these patterns, these old stuck emotional patterns, and at the same time clear that physical issue that has now showed up
I just wanted to pause because I know that your website is great and you have a YouTube channel and you show these chimes almost that they look like chimes, but I want people to experience a little bit about that. I don't know if there's a way that you could give us an example of what that sounds like, but it's really fascinating. So tell us about that because I've never seen. I mean, what are those? They're like huge, enormous chimes, right? Or what do you call that?
Yeah, exactly. They are. Sometimes I call them chimes. Sometimes I call them my tubes, my harmonic tuning tubes. And I use those in conjunction with other things and with my voice in my healings. And so they produce very precise, specific frequencies. And so I can, when I was saying before that, we have all these frequencies inside of our cells, well, through sympathetic resonance, we can actually turn on that information inside of our cells. Because once we get through the phase of clearing the stress and bringing the body back into this ultimate state of harmony, then what I do is I retune the body to these higher vibrational states of connection and literally turn on information that's stored inside of the cells. So we've got things that are stored that are old cellular memories of old emotional traumas and patterns and beliefs that we want to release, and we've got good stuff stored inside of our cells too that awaken our consciousness to these higher levels of being where we can access more of our potential here. And so that's part of the reattunement process that we do once we bring the person out of that state of stress and retune the body and release a lot of that old emotional stuff. So I use those instruments as part of the healings. And we can definitely do a little sample experience.
Yeah, let's do a little sample.
Okay. Now, I do want to say that I'm on my cell phone, so the sound quality will be what it is, but the vibration and the energy and the healing power is still there. So it really, it's just may not sound as good as it does in person, but the energy is still there. So I'm going to go ahead and invite everybody to take a nice deep breath. And just go ahead and make a nice little adjustment in your body, just allowing yourself to kind of straighten your spine and just settle into your body and take a nice deep breath all the way down into the base of your spine. And all the way down into the lower part of your belly and just breathing in, filling your belly with your breath. And as you continue to breathe now, just imagine that you're sitting somewhere on the earth. And just allow yourself to imagine that you have a grounding cord coming from the base of your spine. You can imagine like a rod of light or a tree trunk, or just imagine something dropping and anchoring, just anchoring your body all the way down to the core of the earth. Breathing and just allow your body to relax as you feel a sense of gravity in your body. Just allow yourself now to open up in your heart and feel a sense of gratitude for this moment, for your connection with the earth, or for whatever comes to you right now in this moment. And as you open up into this gratitude now in your heart, just open up with an intention, something that you want to just proclaim that you are ready and willing to open up to receive. You're open up to receive any healing, any clarity from these sounds, just making your personal intention. Or peace, harmony in your life, whatever that is. And continue to take some nice deep breaths. I'm going to bring in a chant. And just allow yourself to receive that and notice any physical sensations that you feel in your body. And as you notice them, breathe into them as you just allow yourself to surrender and melt. I'm going to be bringing in the chant now. Might be a little loud. Just allow yourself to open to receive, continuing to breathe and melt.
Oh, my goodness. How am I going to host the rest of this show now, Estaryia? I'm ready for a nap. Oh, my goodness. I'm melted over here into the chair. I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is going to be difficult. I've never experienced anything like that. That is so unusual. I feel like I could just go to sleep. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it is, definitely. Yeah, a lot of people go into these altered states where they're not quite fully asleep. They can hear the sounds and feel the energies moving through their body and things releasing, but they're in this other realm.
Now, I have to ask you, how did you discover that you had this gift? Because it's really not something that the average person would be aware of.
Wow, I know. Well, you know what? It happened, I had a sudden spiritual awakening when I was living outside of New York City. And after that experience when I was running, which what happened real quickly, it was just really a profound moment in my life. I suddenly, as I was running, I suddenly felt my consciousness slip through my body and expand 360 degrees out and connect with the vibrational energy and field of the earth. was as if I was the trees, I was the oxygen, I was the nitrogen, I was everything. And my body, I could see my body was still running, and I was still connected to my body, but it was running, and I had become everything. And when I came back into my body, and I knew that my work was about bringing the power of breath, sound, and movement back, and helping people to reconnect with the vibration of the earth, and balancing those polarities of the feminine and the masculine energy and coming back into harmony. So that
like
started it.
That is like one of those near-death experiences where people, except yours was awake. You were running, you were awake when you had your near-death experience. But that is it's just a moment that just changes everything. And I've read so many stories about people that, at least with the near-death experiences, they come back and they have this awareness, and then they have this gift. Maybe it was there all the time, like you already had it, but that awareness and being connected with everyone and everything. And, just to bring it to what's going on today, do you feel that the world is sort of grieving and feeling the pain of what's been going on in Paris, for example? I mean, we are connected in ways that we can't necessarily understand, that maybe with that insight you had of being connected with the trees and everything that was alive. Expound on that a little bit.
Yes, and absolutely. It's so true. And that's, the basis of Earth Consciousness Institute is this connection with all life, because we are part of the vibrational field and energy of all of creation. And we feel the emotions and the pain of everyone. And so it is, people do, experience that when things happen in the world. They are connected. And it's really happening as far as that connection. But with the sound healing, we have a way that we can stabilize ourselves. And the more we, stabilize ourselves and bring ourselves into that peace and harmony, that's also assisting others on the planet. That's the wave that is happening. The more everyone, individually comes into that state of peace and harmony within themselves, of course, that benefits the collective energy and the collective whole. So that's a very profound point. And our connection with the earth, too, Deb, is it's really profound in the healings that we can receive from nature. And I've discovered and experienced healings myself to my physical body, and I guide others to experience that too, because nature is alive, it's living and breathing, and we're part of her consciousness field. And so communicating with her and opening to receive, and that's why in my harmonic alignment program, which is a 9-audio meditation and brainwave entrainment course, it is all about, the first step is us coming into this grounded connection with the earth. And a lot of people talk about grounding, but unless you're feeling it on a sensational, palpable level, you're not really grounded. If you're not feeling that earth energy coming into your body and you're not surrendered to it and you're not literally kind of riding the wave of it, because that's where we receive our energetic support. Think about a flower that gets cut, right? When the flower's connected to the earth, it's alive. It's receiving the energy. You cut the flower, it dies. So our connection with the earth is vital. And part of the disconnection is all the stress and the energies that are happening on the planet, including some of the Wi-Fi cellular stuff. I mean, there's just so many things that take us out of that synchronized state within our brain and our heart. But connecting our heart with the earth is very, very important.
Well, I want to give people, because, if somebody's in Hawaii or wants to go to Hawaii, I want you to tell us about that. But I also want people to be aware that, if this is something that is really opened your heart to feeling better, and I just want to thank you, Estaryia, for giving us that real-life example of what it sounds like to work with you, because once we have that experience, it changes everything. But on your website, estarya.com, if people go to the shop section, you'll see things, from under $30 to, over $100, but different delta waves, brainwave sound therapy, deep sleep for insomnia. I think I need that one. Mood enhancement, all sorts of, opening the portal of the heart. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you have in that store, and people can go and find that out because you've just got so many things. I can't list them all, so I'm just going to tell people to go to your website. And also, when they go to your website, they'll have a chance to download that free little stress relief audio on the right-hand side. You guys can do that. And Hawaii, boy, I wish I could be there with the dolphins. Like, look at the videos. I don't know who does your videos, but wow, that's a vacation just to look at the video promotion of the retreat. Tell us about that. What's going to be happening there?
Oh, my gosh. Well, we are swimming with wild, playful dolphins. When I mean wild, I mean non-captive, in the ocean, swimming with the dolphins every morning, which is really profound, Deb. I mean, they just bring us into really high states of bliss and joy. And so from there, after our morning swims, we do sound wave vibrational healing, and we do DNA attunements and chakra clearings and openings and balancing. And we're going to be retuning also with a lot of my subconscious reprogramming attunements in Hawaii, particularly this time with the wealth, with the wealth and prosperity attunements and success attunements. And so we just go from morning, from about 6:30 in the morning till about 10 o'clock at night. And we, in between hanging out in the hot tub, it's right on the ocean. So, and it's all very gourmet. It's all organic, vegan food with lots of live food options. So people can actually even come and experience a total rejuvenation of the body with the living foods. And we're doing superfood smoothies and noni and all kinds of wonderful things. And I have another healer there, and so we're doing breath work and meditations. It's really a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a total transformation retreat. Now, and you don't have so many people that it's really almost like a one-on-one, because you don't have a huge amount of people. You have enough people so that there's a limit, right? I mean, you try to keep it so that each person can get that individual attention. You've done a lot of these, and you're around the world. Who's gonna be the perfect candidate? I mean, we'd all like to be there, I'm sure. But who's your ideal person for this particular event coming up?
Sure. Anybody who is ready to take a leap, catalyze the next step in their life. Like you said, Deb, this is about a total transformation. It's like you come in one way and you leave totally different. And so somebody who's in transition, or they don't know what the next step is, or they just want to release the past and start with a whole new self. People who have also possibly have always wanted to swim with the dolphins, are ready for a week to just really take for themselves and know that they really need to just give themselves a whole week of recalibration. It's perfect.
Yeah. Listen, sign me up. Beat me up, Scotty. Oh, my gosh. I want to be there. Would love to be there. But, we have listeners all around the world, and if everybody just shares it with a sweet tweet or post it on Facebook, we can all let everybody know about this opportunity to heal and, dump the junk and get into that higher place. And I love that you have given us an example right here on the show. And I'm telling you, people, you got to go to this video she has on her homepage with these things are as big as you, these chimes. It's like I've never seen anything like it in my life. But the benefits of YouTube, I guess, you have some great information there. I've downloaded my free stress relief audio, and you can get it instantaneously and just put it on your desktop, and all the different products that you offer, which, are affordable considering you can't put a price tag on your peace, your serenity, and your health. And in Estaryia, I don't know anybody who all I can think of is Zig Ziglar. Oh well, you gotta do that all the time. You gotta keep yourself, doing this every day. And he's like, yeah, you shower every day too, but you don't get tired of doing it. I mean, the idea that it's important to keep ourselves in that frequency so that we can be more aware. And do you find that the more you do it, the easier it is? It's sort of like, we get tuned into being tuned in, and then we're in a state of, I guess, and you talked about bringing up the frequency that just goes around the whole world. But do you think that we get better at it the more we do it? Is there a cumulative effect to this?
Absolutely. The more repetition, the better, because it's literally retraining the brain to be able to stay into these states of coherence and entrainment and harmony, so the brain gets accustomed to that. Just like when a person is accustomed to being in stress all the time, it's easy for them to be in stress because they're used to it, right? It's their mode of operation. So when we retrain the brain, it allows the brain to begin to know how to just be in that state and maintain that state more easily. And the second thing is that it actually retunes our vibrational frequency. And so remember, I was talking about the resonance. And so once we release the stress and all that, now we're turning on information inside the cells, and we're turning on frequencies. And it's just like an instrument. An instrument can be out of tune, or an instrument can be in tune. And when you're in tune, means your antennas are receptive to higher information and knowledge, right? So we're able to receive those impulses from the earth and from the universe, and our path flows with greater ease.
Well, you're in the Best People We Know Club. I want what you're having. I want to keep up with this, and I am just so grateful that you've shared your shine with us today. And I just noticed on Blog Talk there's 4,379 shows right now that are live, and guess who's ranking number one, girlfriend? You. So a lot of people want what you have. And I just took a snapshot of that picture, and I'll send it to you. So, you have a Facebook community. You're really about connecting and authenticity, and I think the sound wave vitamin that you offer. I always talk about mind vitamins, and you have sound wave vitamins. The more we take them, the better we're going to get at it. We can help each other. You have a lot of events. You have paid events, free events. You do a lot of talking around the world. How do you want people to connect with you? And final thoughts for today. And thank you very much for joining us. It's been really wonderful. I've enjoyed it, and I hope everybody else has enjoyed it as much as me. It's good to enjoy your own show, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be fun. Yeah, well, Deb, I think the best way is for people to reach out. Go to my website, which I'm going to spell for people, and get the free stress relief download that's right there on the homepage. That way I'll have your email address, and then you will be able to receive more of the great free stuff and find out about events and all the things that are going to be happening. So there's some great stuff coming in for the holidays too. So if you get on to the website, go ahead, enter your email, get the free download for the stress relief, then you'll be connected. And my website is www.estaryia.com, which is ESTARYIA.com.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you, and thank you so much for being with us. And I'm excited to have a lot of people connect with you and having you back on again, and all the great things that you're doing in the world to make it a better place. And just thank you. And everybody, get your free download. I got mine, and then we can stay in touch. So, final quote, thought, what would you like to sign out with before I hit the outro music?
Oh, gosh. It really is about retuning ourselves. And when we think about that, just remember that it's about self-nourishment. And as we go into the holidays and into this new year, just planting the seed of nourishing yourself. And sound is a way that we can nourish ourselves on all levels. And it can be easy and fun.
Easy and fun. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love it. And we've had a taste of that today. I'm telling you, I'm ready for a nap now. Oh, thank you so much, everybody. It's been great to share this time with you. Get that free gift from Estaryia. Make sure you go to my website, too, debscott.com, and sign up for the monthly Mind Vitamin News so that you'll be able to get a listing of all of our great guests and to keep us going and growing so I can bring you amazing people doing amazing things to make your life better. Please share this show with a friend. Just share it on Twitter or Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you are, and that will help us help each other. Thank you so much. God bless. We'll see you Friday for another show. And connect with Estaryia, everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you for listening to the Best People We Know radio show with your host, Deb Scott. For more on Deb and her guests, plus her award-winning guidebook to transformation, The Sky is Green and the Grass is Blue, Turning Your Upside-Down World Right Side Up, go to Deb's website, greenskyandbluegrass.com. You can also connect with Deb for coaching or speaking and sign up for Deb's free Mind Vitamin newsletter while you're there. So now you're one step closer today to your greatness. We look forward to being with you next time on the Best People We Know radio show.